Beautiful day in America's finest city. Welcome to another episode of The American Dream. I'm your host, Craig Sewing. I had to separate out my papers today because we are loaded with guests. Sheet one, Lance Groth. This guy is an amazing story. Came from the East Coast here to the West Coast, started his own business, launching a new charity. You're gonna love to hear what he has to say. He's gonna give you a lot of advice as well when it comes to real estate. The epic entrepreneur, Jason Stewart, joins us in studio. Then Eran Sinai, the credit guy. Credit scoring, cybercrime, all this stuff. So important we get engaged on this topic. So let's go ahead and get another episode of American Dream started right now. Every single day you are consumed with information. With the 24/7 negative news cycle and a pop culture that's polluting the airways, all selling out for the ratings game. Well, guess what? There's a more positive way to look at life. You live in the greatest city in the greatest country on the planet. Every day with our elite network of professionals, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage. And now it's time to fight for your American dream. All right, now joining us in studio, this is just an awesome guy to have on the show. He is an entrepreneur. He's made his way from the East Coast to San Diego, having a lot of impact, making a lot of great relationships. And this guy sat me down about a week ago to have a coffee at the University Club, and man, I learned a lot, and he's a really special character, so it's good to have him on the show for the first time. Lance Groth.
It's good to be here.
How are you, man? It's nice in here, isn't it?
It's quite nice. It's quite nice.
Yeah, so there's so many things to talk with you about. First and foremost, I just got to congratulate you on the impact that you've had on San Diego. All the who's who know you in the real estate and mortgage community, and certainly well beyond the philanthropic community as well, as I know you're launching some charities.
Honestly trying.
Yeah, well-connected guy. So I want to start with a charity that you're going to be launching here soon enough. Sure. I just think this is an awesome story. So tell us about it.
Long story short, it's just basically a bunch of young San Diego leaders that are like coming together, consolidating their resources to give back to the community. Just connecting the underserved communities to more resources.
So what is when you say resources, you're coming together, where do you want to apply those resources? What are you trying to lift up?
Well, here's two examples of what we did, and then I'll give you an example of what we're kind of unveiling at our launch. So we partnered with a group called Dream Support Network, a guy who paid for me to go to college, said, if you apply to college, I'll pay for it. He actually runs a big social service program, and he basically ran this program that's called Ice Cream for Dream. His name's Abdul Muhammad. So basically, you give kids ice cream in return. They tell you their dream as a way of promoting ambition in underprivileged areas.
Awesome.
The second one we do is we partner with Apple, and we bus actually the same school, Chavez Elementary. We bus kids to the Apple store. Apple gives them 20 iPads, T-shirts. They shut down the store, and they teach them an hour of coding. So we're basically, listen, we think children need to be inundated. They need to understand the language they're being spoken to. You know, they're inundated with social media, internet, what have you. And
wow. Man, that's crazy. First of all, the fact that you're doing that is awesome. I love the fact that Apple is doing that as well, because they're obviously having to give up some resources. And I just can imagine what these types of kids will grow up to be. I mean, that generation who was born with a mouse in their hand, I mean, we weren't, right? But there's going to be some pretty...
But that's it, though. I'm sure, well, speaking to you earlier, I'm sure you have a bunch of mentors, people who believed in you.
Yep.
I consider myself to be the product of those mentors, you know, and in all honesty, our group is trying to mass produce that feeling of belief and investment. Like somebody,
awesome, man.
Exactly.
And what I love about it is you're bribing them with ice cream too. I mean, you can get me with ice cream.
I still have my marketing skills.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man, so you are here in San Diego. You're with Asset Exchange Company.
We are.
You have a legal background, and now you're reapplying it to kind of a unique space with his real estate tax code, helping people reduce their tax liability. Really important component. We talk a lot about real estate on the show. This is it all kind of comes together. So explain what a 1031 is. I think that's a good place to start.
1031, simple. It is a way to defer capital gains tax for business or investment real estate. So when you go to sell that property and Uncle Sam comes a-knocking, he wants his piece, we provide tax shelters to show people how to navigate and protect their capital.
So it helps you to protect from being taxed.
Yes.
But also explain, it encourages you to reinvest the money into, I mean, that's exactly what capitalism is, right? To buy a bigger and better property of some sort, or you can put them into investment. So explain where that money can then go.
It's the normal situation we see. A guy will own 4-unit complex. You know, he has 4 units. He bought it. Now he's done with it. I made my money. It's appreciated in value. Now I want a 10-unit. So he's going to sell that and acquire a new piece of property. But during that sale, he's going to be taxed, capital gains tax based on his appreciation. So 1031 exchange allows you to defer those taxes into the next property so that he has more purchase power when he goes into that.
He can do something bigger and better.
Exactly.
Yeah, so which is good for everyone. So it's not sliding Uncle Sam. What it is doing is it's giving you the opportunity to repurpose that money in a more meaningful way, which a lot of people are doing. What's the biggest mistake that people make on these 1031s?
Calling me too late.
After the fact?
I am dead serious. It's the crux of a 1031 exchange is the exchange.
Now, are you talking about the consumer? Because I know also the real estate community really goes to you as well. So speak to the consumer first, and we'll flip over to the real estate.
To the consumer, it's half of the time they're completely oblivious. So, we host huge workshops all the time to just, hey, here's some bare basics. To the realtor who we commonly advertise to say, hey, we're actually not even trying to solicit you. We're trying to educate the culture, because if you guys recognize these things, the thing is, it'll promote more business. So we're good. We're not trying to sell anything. We literally love when people come to our workshops eager for information. So we're like, here. And one of the core pieces of information we try to share is call us before escrow closes. Because once escrow closes, the client, whoever's conducting the exchange, is in constructive receipt of the funds. That's the crux of it. You cannot touch these funds. We have to put it in an exchange, a custodial account, until you give us direction as to what property you're going to exchange into. So we try.
I know that you're doing these workshops. You got any of them coming up?
Yes, we actually have one coming up tentatively in September. So we normally do it at the SG&E Energy Innovation Center. It's a lot of words to say for that place.
Yeah, say that 5 times fast.
So we host it there, and SG&E is extremely gracious. They love the fact that we're giving out beneficial information to citizens to help save money. They're the Energy Innovation Center, so they're always talking about helping people save money through their homes, through energy efficiency. We're talking about helping people save money through their capital gains and taxes. So they like us.
Awesome. What's the best website someone can visit if they want to get more information on this?
AX1031.com.
There you go. Visit Lance online. This guy is truly an impact story here in San Diego. Appreciate you coming on the show here.
Anytime, man.
Hopefully I wasn't too rough on you.
You were good.
That was good, man. All right, good to know. But keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you're building relationships one person at a time, and not to mention all the speaking you're doing and the charitable events that you have. I think it's just awesome.
And the charity event, this Saturday we're unveiling our charity. Our biggest flagship is we're raising money for the fallen officer this past week. We're honoring Police Chief Shelley Zimmerman. She actually helped on Ice Cream for a Dream. And we're actually releasing our flagship program, which is called Civic Engagement, where we're going to have the attorneys that are part members of our organization go out into the communities and teach people how to engage the police when they're stopped, how to help reduce anxiety, how to pretty much help a police officer who's walking around with the power of God on his hip reduce his level of his anxiety if he's slightly nervous. So
awesome. Coming out of the private sector. Awesome, man. I appreciate that, Lance.
Definitely.
All right, coming up next, we're diving into the epic entrepreneur. Jason Stewart has a great guest, Tommy Mosley, joining us, and then Iran Sanai. This is so important. Credit scoring, cybercrime, big topic these days. They're all joining us in studio. Coming up next.